Hello, my friend. Good evening once again. Today is Saturday evening, and I've spent my whole day in the office. And I think it's time for me to call this a day. But before that, let me allow me to have some short time of sharing with you, just like what we were doing before. And debriefing, we call it the debriefing. So at the end of the day, when you were engaged in a lot of activities, then it is also good for our own mental health and our spiritual well-being to have a short time at the end of the day to debrief ourselves, to reflect and to recall what has transpired and to find ourselves along in this milieu of activities. And today, in our debriefing, I would like to talk about a particular important aspect that perhaps has an implication on our leadership and in our success as not in our career, but success as a human being, as a person. And this is the kind of virtues that all of us must possess, whether we are leaders or not, or whether we are just an ordinary employee, or maybe we are somebody tasked with bigger responsibility. And this is what we call prudence. Prudence. I don't know what prudence is in Tagalog, but by saying the word prudence, we have an understanding of what it is. And I think that this is very important that everyone should possess this kind of quality, the virtue of prudence. And usually, um, thinking of what is the opposite meaning of the word prudence, because it's easier for us to understand a term, how its opposite. And usually, the opposite of prudence um, is when you are rash, what's that? Impulsiveness. I think that's the opposite of prudence, because when you are prudent, you do not arrive at a rash decision, but rather you make your decision based upon deliberations, based upon weighing of the consequences. Because when you are a prudent person, you always consider the consequences of your words and the consequences of your action in the long term. And it is so easy for an undisciplined person to react to situations, because every day we are confronted with a lot of challenges from other people, challenges from our associates, challenge from our bosses especially, and challenges from the ordinary people we meet every day. And sometimes it's so easy to be carried with our emotion. That's why in the Bible it is said that we should always guard our emotion, because sometimes our emotion will drive us to make decisions that later on we are going to regret. That's why when we are impulsive, or when we are in a tough situation or a difficult situation with another person, we should always exercise prudence. We should exercise prudence. Mm, we should weigh first the consequences of our actions before we make a decision. And when we arrive at a decision, before we arrive at a final decision, we must first of all um, create several options and then study these options, what will be the outcome of each of these options, and which among these options serves the best interest of us as individual and our fellow human being. And I think this is a kind of virtue that we must all possess, and it is really foolish to be to make decision based on emotions. That's why when you are angry, do not make any someone said that if you're angry, do not make any decision at all. You have to postpone your decision. Or maybe if you are happy, never promise anything to anyone, because in the spur of the moment, you'll be able to promise things that later on you're going to be sorry, or you're going to be to regret. That's why it's very important that we first think of what is the best interest for us and what is the best interest for our organization. And we should also think that should ask ourselves whether our decisions and our actions really serves the truth. And the most important ingredient in decision making, of course, is the love that we have for our fellow men, that we care for everybody, no matter what they are. So, my dear friends, I hope that you had a wonderful day. Tomorrow is Sunday. Take time off, leave everything, leave every care, and turn to the Lord and have a restful Sunday so that by Monday we'll be ready again for a new day. So, my friend, this is the end of our day. Tomorrow will be another day. So let tomorrow take care of itself because today had its full of evil, filled with evil. So I think sabi nga natin, bahala na ang bukas sapagkat ang araw na ito ay punong-puno ng kasamaan at tama na ang kasamaan na naranasan natin ngayon. Huwag na nating hiramin ang kasamaan bukas. But above all, let's stay positive and always trust in the Lord. Believe in ourselves and believe also in our fellow human beings. Believe that everyone has the capacity to change the world. So if you want to change the world, it must begin with us.